Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know we are buying stocks and we are adding assets to the portfolio. If you are new here, we started this account at $0 with the pursuit to be able to pay my mortgage someday with passive dividend income. We started at zero. We're up to over $1,000 a month in dividend income. We keep buying stocks every single week. We reinvest all of our premiums. We withdraw zero money from the account. And of course, I add new capital each and every single week. So let's talk about it. But today I want to talk about my 4 pillars to my dividend kingdom. And what I mean by that is these are the 4 horses, the 4 pillars that I am building everything around. I'll talk about why I'm building them around these 4, and then, of course, the foundation that I'm building these 4 pillars on. So those 4 pillars, of course, are QDTE, XDTE, RDTE, and YMAX. If you've been following along the journey, you know that I've been buying these heavily over the last 7 months. I've been stacking it up. I've been reinvesting all my premiums. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. I want to jump into the account. I want to talk about some of the dividends that came in over the last week, how we are looking for the month, and the dividends that were just announced last night. So first things first, let's jump into the Robinhood portfolio. This is the dividend account. We have about 34,500. Really nice day today, up about 2.7%. And for the most part, what we do is we just continue to buy stocks in here each and every single week. And we are building a massive dividend snowball. So up 2.7% for the week. For the month, down about 16%. Year to date, down about 10%. 1 year up 17%. And all time since we moved the account, or since we created the account, up about 18%. So we've taken a big hit. The market has pulled down significantly. It has pulled down a lot of these funds. And the overall market has come down as well. And then we have some crypto plays that have also been hurt as Bitcoin has fallen from 108,000 down to about 83, 84,000. So that's where we're sitting in the account, about $10,000 worth of buying power. We have some nice dividends that are rolling in each and every single week. And then I want to talk about the 4 pillars and how much income they are producing each and every single month and what I think they can get to. So first things first, we have some options on the table. We have the call puts. These ones are currently out of the money as of right now. If all things stay equal, those will expire worthless. The call 24s, those ones are looking like they're in the money now, but we will see. Friday's coming. May potentially roll these ones out. May potentially take assignment of the shares. Still deciding on that one, but for now, those are the 2 options on the table. Bitcoin sitting about 84,000, and let me just show you the equity we have in all these positions. So 84,500, having a decent day today. And these are all the positions in the account, right? When I talk about the 4 pillars, we have XDT, QDT, RDT, and YMAX. The goal this year is to get all the DTs to 250 shares. QDT is the closest as of right now. RDT is probably the furthest away because all of these right now I'm not putting any more capital into outside of what the dividends are paying and reinvesting each and every single week. And then YMAX, the goal is to get this to 500 shares. As of right now, just the drip alone is going to get it there probably in the next 2-3 months. So that's nice to see each and every single week. And especially with the fund being down as low as it is right now, that one is starting to stack, and it's starting to stack really fast. So that is cool to see. And then the foundation of the portfolio, of course, is SCHD and VTI. We have a $5 purchase each and every single day where we buy more shares automatically every day on the market. And the reason why that is VTI gives me exposure to the entire market for the most part. It is more of a growth play. It does not pay a good dividend. And then SCHD also gives me some nice growth and a decent amount of dividend as well. Not anything on the high income side, but it does have a decent dividend yield. It pays quarterly, and it usually pays anywhere between 25 and 65 cents a quarter. So we'll go over that as well. What payments have come in? Well, since our last video here, we had quite a few payments come in. MSTY came in at $137.75, YMAX at $47.71, XDTE at $47.69, RDT at $58.30, QDT at $51.82, and then TSW, a new position that is paying every single Tuesday, came in at $6.04. So that is nice to see as well. Slowly but surely they are stacking. That's roughly $350 worth of income right there for the week that has come in, and we are on deck, and we have a bunch more income coming in this week. So let's scroll down here just a little bit. A recently acquired BITO. We're up to about 200 shares there. This one has been nice. I could potentially sell some calls here. It's sitting at 1886. My cost basis Average cost right now is $20.12, but after we factor in the premiums made and the dividends made, my cost basis is probably, it's just, I think it's like $9.08 is my cost basis. So we're up significantly if we are to factor that in. And that is something like this, right? If I were to go in and sell a call here, I could sell a call at the 20.5 or the 21, let's say. You come in here, you sell the 2 calls, and I'd get paid $14. I could do that each and every single week. So I could do that. As of right now, I'm just letting BITO sit. I think we have some room to be moving up there. NVDY, CONY, MSTY, and TSLY, those are all in a race to pay themselves off. They're all just sitting, and I am just letting them sit at 100. TSW, we've been recently acquiring, and today's purchase, you guys probably could have guessed it, is JEPQ. One of the ones I'm trying to get to 50 shares. Right now we're sitting at 38 shares, and we're going to be buying some. So we're going to buy 2 shares today. It's going to cost us $105. Every week we buy at least $100 worth of assets, not including the reinvestment. Obviously, we're doing a couple hundred every single week with reinvestment. This is just on top of that with the fresh cash. So that will increase our cost basis because our average cost is $49.37. We were up 6.49% on this position. But I really like this one. We're up to 40 shares now, about $2,000 and 4.24% of the portfolio. And we're just going to continue building. So that's the portfolio. That's where we're sitting as of right now. These are all the stocks we have and how much capital we have in each one. But I want to jump into a couple of things, right? So we talked about the kingdom. First things first, I want to talk about, let me just pull this up here. I want to talk about the dividends for this week, right? Excuse me. All right, so this week, we had this announced last week. Of course, I put it out on Twitter and on X, or I'm sorry, on X and on YouTube, and it's a triple beat, which triple beat just means that we're doing better from where we were last week, right? So on Friday, you will get paid if you own these. QDT 27.7 cents a share, which is up from 23 cents last week. XDT 32.4 cents a share, up from 24.3 cents last week. RDT 32.66 cents a share, up from 30 cents last week. A triple beat, which is awesome. So we love to see that. We love to see that it is increasing. And we love to see that we are getting back on track and finally getting some nice dividends on these. Of course, if they're selling covered calls and the market is going down, those are going to be expiring worthless, and they're not having to buy anything back to cost them more money, which costs them dividends. So the share price has been coming down, but at least the dividends are staying consistent or going up. We'll compare them to the averages here in a minute, but those are the updates there. When we want to jump into, let me just jump into YMAX here. So that's round here for the week. Let's jump into YMAX here. A couple of ones to note, right? For me, YMAX 15 cents. It's a little bit below average, I believe. Not terrible. I mean, we've been having some 10-cent payouts, so we'd like to see that that's at least going up. But 15.26 cents is going to be the payout this week for that. And then another one to note, TSLY 46.38 cents. Another subpar payout, but Tesla has been getting absolutely rocked. I want to say it's down 50 or 51% in the last 3 months. So I'm not shocked that the call premium has probably been terrible. And it's a bummer to see, but it is what it is. We continue to push forward. So those are the updates there. I do want to talk about a couple of things. Look at the comparison here. When we look at our pillars, we want to look at the total return, and the total return is taking into the stock price return, but we're also looking at the dividends, right? On these high yield dividend stocks, we want to be looking at how much are they paying out in dividends, and how does the total picture look? So far over the last year, well, we can look at year to date first, but year to date is looking really bad, right? This gives us the immediate picture of how the market has been doing. You can see once February, we got towards the end of February, everything just started tanking. So everything's down. S&P's down, XDT's down, RDTE, YMAX especially, and QDT is down year to date. But if we scroll out and we look at the 1 year, QDT has 11.48% return. S&P is at 9%. XDTE up 12%. So XDTE is actually outperforming the S&P 500, which is absolutely insane to think. And then RDT 3.4%, YMAX 3.87%. So Not fantastic, but at least we have some positives there. We stack the shares, we reinvest the premiums, and we live for another day. So that's what the total return is looking like. And then I want to jump into the spreadsheet and I want to go over it all, right? This is where we track the data. You guys know, of course, I share the spreadsheet, but this is one of my favorite things to do each and every single week is to track the progress, track the momentum, and see where we are sitting, right? So when we look at the total overall picture for 2025, we're sitting about $3,717 worth of income that has come in from dividends. We have another couple hundred on deck. We'll go over that and for this Friday, and we have 2 weeks left in the month. So we're looking good when it comes to monthly goals. We still have quite a bit coming in. We have NVDY that's going to be coming in this month. We have SCHD, which is a quarterly payer that's going to be coming in. We talked about the dividend. This time last year, I believe the Q1 payout was about 61 cents. The Q2 payout was 82 cents. The Q3 payout was 75 cents on SCHD. And then the Q4 payout was really bad at 26 cents. So the hope is, and they haven't announced it yet from what I've seen, but the hope is SCHD comes in around that 50 to 60 cent range. If it comes out as low as Q4 at the 26 cents range, we're looking at about $52 worth of dividends. If it comes out higher, obviously we could be double that. So we'll see where SCHD comes in. We have TSLY coming in this Friday, which is going to be subpar, right? We saw $71, $57, and then this week it's going to be paying out roughly $46 for us. VTI is going to be coming. That's only going to be $8 to $10, I'm assuming. And then XDTE and all my weekly payers are just going to continue to move up the ladder. So that's where we're sitting when it comes to that. $782 worth of dividend for March. We are definitely going to be bumping over $1,000 this month. Hopefully we can start getting towards that $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 mark as we continue to build the account. Let's look at the annual progress, how we're looking. Monthly goal this month was 1,446. We're about 54% of the way to that goal. After the dividends hit this week, we should have about $236 worth of dividends hitting this week. And we actually, I gotta account for YMAX. YMAXs also need to be added in there. So we'll probably have about, closer to that $300 mark where dividends are going to be coming in. And it's looking really good. And then annual, we're about 15% of the way to our goal to the $25,000 worth of dividend income. So that's where we're sitting. This is where all of the dividends have come in so far, about $13,266 since we started this challenge. And YMAX pays us so far about 45% of our dividends, Roundhill at 31%, and then 22% other. On deck for next week, these are all the funds that are going to be paying next week. The one to note for me is NVDY. That's the one I'm going to be watching. Hopefully we get a nice payout in comparison to last month. I would like to see at least a minimum of 100. Hopefully we can make somewhere around that 150 to 175 in dividends there. So that's the update there. When we come and we look at the portfolio here, we are looking good. The green bars are getting bigger. And we are destroying, you can see 2023 is the white bars, 2024 is the blue bars, and 2025 is the green bars. As long as the green bars are bigger than the blue bars, we are on a upward trajectory, and we are slowly but surely building the account. So that's where we're sitting. This is the growth that I'm seeing in the portfolio, just looking at some slow growth projections. 1446 for this month is the goal. Next month is 1553. May is 1641. June 1772. And then hopefully by December, we're looking over $3,000 a month in dividend income. And the way I'm doing that, again, we've talked about it before, is depositing fresh capital every single week, reinvesting all premiums, all dividends paid, all premiums paid into our stocks, whether it be on automatic drip or whether it be through me manually purchasing. But that is the way I'm seeing the growth. Weekly dividends on the update here. So far, the total returns are looking okay. QDTE at 6.86%, XDTE at 6.04%, RDTE barely breaking even at 0.75%, and then YMAX, we are down about 4.4%, but we just continue to push ahead, right? On the growth, if you look at the dividends right now, this QDTE payout was pretty much on par. It's going to be 28 cents. and the average is 30 cents. XDT a little bit above the average. Average is 26 cents. We're getting paid 32 cents is what we're going to get paid this week. And then RDTE, a nice payout as well. Not too bad, coming in at the 29 cents. And then, yeah, slowly but surely, all these YMAX up as well. So those ones are looking good, but I do want to show you this 4 pillars, right? So when we look at the 4 pillars, what I'm talking about is how much all 4 of these are paying me each and every single month. So in 2025 so far, these 4 in January paid me $987, in February $817, and so far in March $408. Now we're halfway through the month, so if all things stay equal, the next 2 payouts should get us closer to that $800 mark. So we're starting to get a nice average there between December was obviously massive payouts of $972, but we're starting to get nice average in there between, I don't know, $8 and $850. And if we can slowly build that up, that's the goal, right? So we'll just continue to stack. You can see here on a weekly basis. Let me just scroll over here a little bit. You can see here on the weekly basis, we are just trending up. We started this back in August, on August 2nd, where we were at $50 a week, basically between the 4. And now we are at $202 a week. We're averaging 201 for 2025. And you can just see slowly but surely 182, 174, 201, 204, 215, 195, 202. We are just slowly building up. When we look at the overall, this is where we're sitting. In August of 2024, 332 between the 4, then 385, 420, 577, 972, 987. A pullback in February. Of course, the premiums paid out and the dividends paid out were pretty terrible, so 817. And hopefully we can beat that and get right back on track in March for the 408. We are adding capital, we are adding shares, and the dividends should continue to build up from there. So that is the 4 pillars. That is how they are growing slowly but surely. The payouts are getting bigger. I mean, we started this at 0, and slowly but surely we are just building. You can see back in 2024, in February 2024, the sum between these 4 was only 53 cents. Then fast forward to August, 332, and we are just building from there. So that is the update. I wanted to talk about the 4 pillars today of this portfolio, and they are high dividend yield payers with a goal to get all the DTEs to 250 shares, YMAX to 500, and we are just going to build until we get this account paying me $5,000 a month in pure passive dividend income. So thank you, everybody. As always, hopefully you guys are reviewing stuff like this in your portfolios. Let's continue to build. Hopefully the market can rally back here a little bit. We'll hear from Fed Powell later today, and we'll see if his comments are going to send the market up or send the market down. But hang in there. Happy investing, and we will catch you next time.